guys, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. This is your girl Dee, and today we will be talking about my labor and delivery story. So, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, and I think it was June of last summer. My original due date was March 10th, 2018. Start with my labor part of the story. About 2 weeks before I actually had her, I started having really bad Braxton Hicks. And if you don't know, Braxton Hicks contractions are basically false contractions or fake contractions, however you want to name it. But for me, my Braxton Hicks, my entire stomach would be like hard as a rock. It was like really bad. I was having them like every day around the same time. And when I first had it, I thought, like maybe I'm about to have her. And throughout my pregnancy, I had to go to the hospital a lot, kind of. So it's like I tried to refrain from going to the hospital as much as I could because I just hated them sending me back home. 2 weeks before I actually had my daughter, I was having really bad Braxton Hicks contractions. I was always telling my friend, I'm like, girl, today is the day I'm about to have her, because it was so bad. Now that I know, it was basically like her head engaging into my pelvis, but then I didn't know. I just felt like every time was the time, because it was my first baby and I didn't know. It was like at the end of my pregnancy, I feel like since my baby was like so big, it was like she weighed down on my pelvis like a lot. And I got to the point where I could barely like walk. I had to walk backwards to the bathroom. And it was bad. It was really bad. In America, in the United States, at 27 weeks, you're considered full term. And your baby can come anytime after that. And it won't be like premature or anything like that. 27 weeks, I started to do stuff to induce my labor. Doing the do. For one, dancing, exercising, and walking. I wasn't doing this all at once, but like I started just like walking like a couple times out of the week, and then I would get busy. And then the week after I had all those Braxton Hicks, it was like a week where nothing happened. Like nothing happened at all. It was just I still had the pressure, but it wasn't pressure to where I felt like contractions were coming or I was getting ready to have her. I'm like, I'm going to go over my due date. Because everybody that I know that had their first kid, they went over their due date. And they were, overdue and stuff like that and had to get induced. And I just really didn't want to get induced. And I really didn't want to have a C-section. I'm like terrified of C-sections. Everybody that had a C-section, I commend you because I could not. Congratulations to everybody that had their baby via C-section. Congratulations to you. Kudos to you. You the girl. Power to you because I can't. No. One particular day, I end up like walking, I think the day before, and then this day I end up like dancing, and I was doing like the hustles and the little old dance moves. I was doing like the cha-cha slide, I was doing the cupid shuffle, I was doing like the little nene and stuff, and I was really doing like I'm really getting down because I'm ready to get her out of me because I was so freaking miserable. If this was during the day that day, and I was having some of the Braxton Hicks again after the week of not having anything. I did it that day. I was tired, ended up taking a nap, and I was just like resting that day. That was probably around noon. So around noon, I was doing all that stuff. And then I also had some hot Cheeto Puffs. Because, I was reading stuff that like spicy stuff was supposed to help induce labor. Me some hot Cheeto Puffs. I did my little exercises and my little dances and whatnot. Just trying to get her to come out because I was so over being pregnant and going through that whole shebang. Temperatures rising and your body's hurting. Oh, babe. So come here, baby. Girl, lay it on me. That was probably around like 12 that night, and 20 or 30 minutes after that, I started having contractions. I never experienced nothing quite like that. A lot of people basically explain contractions to be like a period on steroids. That's exactly what it felt like. For me, I'm the type of girl, TMI, I don't have my period that long. I only have it like 3 days. I'm really light with cramps and stuff like that. But that was not that. So I'm like all on the floor. I couldn't lay down. I tried to like lay down because with Braxton Hicks is what I thought it was. I thought it was just really intense. With the Braxton Hicks and stuff, once you change positions or you're in the shower, all this other stuff, they're supposed to go away. So I'm trying to do all this other stuff and it's not going away. And at this point, I think my contractions was starting to get like probably about like, it seemed like they're like 3-4 minutes apart. They were happening back to back to back to back to back. All at once. This all happened all at once. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was in labor, if I wasn't in labor, none of that. So I ended up hopping in the shower basically and trying to basically see if they're going to go away like the Braxton Hicks are supposed to go away. And I will end up being in the shower for like an hour with the hot water just like running on my back because it felt so good. My boyfriend was with me and he basically was like, oh, like, do you need to go to the hospital? He's all like freaking out and all that. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't want them to bring me back home. I don't want them to send me back home. Because like I told y'all before, I was in the hospital a lot during my pregnancy and I just did not want them to send me back home. So keep in mind, guys, like all the time, all this stuff was happening. I'm just like, they gonna send me back home. She not really coming today, all this other stuff. Because I was just so fed up with going to the hospital and nothing happening. My boyfriend kept coming in there checking on me, seeing if I was all right. He just stood there and was in the bathroom with me. And then I finally ended up getting out the shower, trying to put on my clothes. I could not even lift up my legs, like, because I had so much pressure in my, like, going to the doctors and stuff, they always tell you, 5 minutes, you gotta wait till they're 5 minutes apart. They last in like a minute, then go to the hospital. At that moment, I didn't remember none of that. It's like all that went out my head and I'm just like freaking out kind of. After the shower and stuff, we end up coming back in the room. I finally put on my clothes and stuff. Well, he helped me put on my clothes actually because I couldn't even put on my own pants because I was in that much of like, I don't know, like distress, I guess. And so I ended up getting dressed and all that good stuff. And he ended up packing a bag. See, I already had my daughter's bag packed, but I didn't pack our bags. I don't know why I didn't believe that she was coming, but after that week of nothing happening, and I just was like, she's going to be overdue, blah, blah, blah. So I was really thinking she was going to be overdue because nothing happened after I had all those Braxton Hicks that 1 week. And I was like looking for the mucus plug, all this different stuff. And none of this stuff was happening to me. So I thought I was going to go overdue. So at this time where I'm having these contractions, I know I'm in pain, but I wasn't thinking that I was in labor and ready to end up going to the hospital because I was trying to wait it out as long as I could. We end up getting to the hospital at like 3 o'clock in the morning. All this is in the morning. I don't know if I said that before, but this is a.m. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That car ride, all those bumps and going through contractions, like, it was horrible. When he doing like 112 down the street because there's no other cars, but he trying to hurry up because I was like just so scared and I didn't know what was going on. When we get to basically like the hospital and all of that, I'm like still trying to walk. Our triage is on the 3rd floor of the hospital. The 3rd floor. So I'm trying to walk up there because we had to park in the parking garage and then walk into the hospital. When I'm like having to stop every few steps because like I couldn't do it, but I still didn't want to get into the wheelchair because like I have this like complex where I don't like to feel babied or like disabled or I don't like feeling like I can't do something. So I'm like just so determined to walk to the elevator and then go up the elevator, not no stairs. And so I'm walking, and this girl ended up seeing us and she's like, get her a wheelchair, she's about to have a baby, so I don't know what I was thinking. I just really thought I could walk. I don't know who told me that. So we ended up getting up there, they asked me all the questions and they ended up taking me in the triage. We were back there for probably, when they first got me back there, they checked me and they're like, you're 4 centimeters dilated. 4 centimeters dilated. I was 4 centimeters dilated. Yo, I don't know. I just really still felt like I was going home. At the end of the day, I'm like, my baby not coming today, blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind, we didn't bring any bags. I forgot to say that. We didn't bring the bags. The bag that I even packed for her, we didn't bring. Because I just thought they were going to send me back home. And, okay, so they end up checking me. I'm 4 centimeters dilated. And after they checked me, it seems like my contractions started to get worse. And at first, I was handling them like a G. I promise. I'm talking and everything. I'm just like, here goes your contraction. I'm breathing through them, everything. Like I was on some superwoman stuff, you know. I want to say a couple hours went by, or maybe 8 hours went by, and it was like stuff was happening so fast. My original plan, I really, 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 really wanted to go natural. That didn't happen, but I really was determined. Once we were just sitting there for a minute, I'm going through contractions, I end up throwing up because I was in so much pain. My body was just like, I don't know, just freaking out. And it's like, for some reason, I never heard of anybody throwing up during their labor. I heard about the other situation that come out the back end, but I never heard of anybody throwing up. So I end up throwing up, and like right after I throw up, or during me throwing up, and my water ended up breaking. So it happened like boom, boom, boom. It was like 4 centimeters dilated. I'm throwing up. My water breaks. And so I'm so freaking scared, guys. And I'm like, I can't do this natural. I can't do this natural. Because if this is what it's feeling like right now when I'm only 4 centimeters, just imagine how it's going to feel when it's 10. So they end up saying, they're going to keep me after my water broke, of course, because that means that I'm in active labor at that point. And so they end up taking me to the delivery room. My nurse didn't make me get into the gown. So I had on like my regular street t-shirt that I had on. It's like a big oversized t-shirt. And then I had on no pants, no panties. So I'm like bucket naked. I'm butt naked in here with just a t-shirt on because, they had to check me and all that other stuff. So we basically drive into the delivery room. I still ain't got no pants on. And we get there. We was sitting there and stuff started getting so bad. I felt like I was passing out. Like, I remember it just like going black. Like those scenes in the movies where it's like, and it's like going dark and then it's like show the light and then go dark and show the light. That's what I was going through, I promise y'all. And so they were like, what are you going to do for pain management? I'm like, I need me an epidural. Like, right now. So they had to check me before they gave me the epidural. Y'all, I was 7 centimeters dilated. I went from 4 to 7 in like 2 hours. They made me like crunch over on the bed and I had to be really still, and they shoot me in the back and all this other stuff. And it was so bad. It was bad. I really would not get it again. Only because it was like, I don't know, it just didn't seem right. It just seemed so wrong. I don't know, maybe because I was just so in my head, I really wanted to go natural. I ended up getting the epidural, but I was still having pain in my rear area, and it was really, really, really bad. I know I'm being over exaggerating about all these reallys, but honestly, it was really bad. Like, I never felt this before in my life, and it felt sort of like, I know this is really TMI video, okay? So I was having like a lot of pressure, and it was sort of like how you are when you're constipated and you're trying to like push it out anyway, but it was like worse than that. I couldn't even lay like flat on my back because my butt and stuff was hurting so bad. It was like the epidural took away the the stuff around my pelvic area, that pain in there, but it didn't take away the pain that I had in my rear area. After having an epidural, they ended up having to give me another shot of epidural, actually, and then they gave me this thing that I'm going to call like the pain button, and it's where you basically push it every 10 minutes, and it gives you more medicine, as you need it. So as soon as they hooked that button up, I was pressing that mug like every 10 minutes. I was like literally watching the clock, like, okay, 10:15, okay, 10:35. I'm like on it. Because like the way that was feeling, I did not want to feel nothing else. I had enough. So, yeah, I was glad I got the epidural when I got it, because after like 8 centimeters, I think you can't get the epidural anymore. So I went natural all the way to 7 centimeters, and I'm going to celebrate that. So don't take that from me. Anybody that did labor naturally, kudos to you, because it wasn't working for me. I'm not having no more kids because that labor was not right. Not having no more babies, bro. None at all. This is my only baby I love, the only baby I want. Because I don't want no more, because it was really bad for me. But I don't know, I just think I was like overly scared too, because I just didn't know what was going to happen. Even though I've, been to the doctors and they always, told me what to expect, I Google everything throughout my pregnancy. If I had a lump on my toe, I was Googling that, anything that I wanted to know about anything that was going on, like, is this normal? Is that normal? I Googled everything. But it's like in that point in time of me actually having my baby, everything left my body. I didn't know what was what. After me getting my little epidural, I was chilling out. I ended up throwing up again. And it's like they were giving me these little purple popsicles. When I had them popsicles, y'all, those popsicles were life. Life, life, life. They were so good. I couldn't get enough of it. It was really nice. But I ended up throwing them back up again. And yeah, I never heard of anybody throwing up, but I guess my body was in so much pain that it just made me kind of bleh. They came back to check me again. They just let me kind of chill out. And I was up all this time because, mind you, I never went to sleep during that day except the nap that I took after I did the little exercise thing. So after all of this, I'm tired. So I'm not in pain no more. I ain't been pushing the button till I can't push the button no more. And I'm finally not feeling anything, and I'm getting ready to doze off. They come popping in the room. I'm in there to check me. I think at this time it was probably like 8:50, so probably 2 hours after I was already 7. So they end up coming in, and they're like checking me again. And the girl was like, I think I feel the baby's head. I really did not have no more energy. When I say I didn't have no more energy, I was on like 0 already. Like I couldn't take it no more. So they end up putting me up to like do practice pushes. So my boyfriend grabbed one leg, and I think somebody else grabbed the other leg, and I was just practice pushing. I think we did like 3. You gotta push when you're having the contractions. So I did like 3, and they're like, she's coming. And I'm like, whoa. Because, like, I don't know, still, even though I knew she was coming, I felt like she wasn't coming. And I know this sounds so crazy, but honestly, I just was so used to getting sent home. Because, like, throughout my pregnancy, I probably went to the doctors and, like, the hospital probably, like, 10, 15 times, bro. And I'm not over-exaggerating. I went a lot of times to the hospital for a lot of different stuff. I had like bleeding. I found out that I had anemia. They had to test me for the gestational diabetes, which I didn't have the gestational, but I started pushing at like 9 o'clock and she came out at 9:15. I was pushing for 15 minutes. And at this time, it was like my contractions had dang near stopped, kind of, because I don't know if I was so relaxed. They were just stopping or what. But it was like it took so long for her contractions to come in because I was doing so good pushing after she came out and stuff like that. Everybody's like, how many kids do you have? And I'm like, this is my first kid. And they're just like, you're just so good and everything happened so. But if they knew what was going on the inside and all the anxiety that I was feeling, they wouldn't have said that. I don't know what I was going through, honestly. It was like something I never experienced before, actually, to be honest with you. It was crazy. But yeah, they were just like, so proud. The doctor even told me, he's like, you made my job so easy because I guess since she came out so fast and stuff like that. So, I don't know. but I'm not doing it again. So she ended up coming out basically like 15 minutes later. And they ended up like putting her on my chest. And I was just so scared. And I didn't know what to do. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just like she was all warm and slimy and stuff. And I know this sounds so bad. But I was so scared. I'm just like holding her. I didn't know what to do. My boyfriend was like crying and all this other stuff. But I was so proud of him, y'all, because like I thought he was gonna be like so dumb, but he was keeping me together. Honestly, it was just me and my boyfriend. My mom didn't get to make it because like I don't live in the same city as my mom anymore because I went off to go to college, and it's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. But now I'm living with my boyfriend and his family. It was just my boyfriend there. I didn't want nobody else there but my boyfriend once I had my baby. I don't know why, but I just didn't want nobody else there once I had her. Like after I had her, then anybody, whoever wanted to come could come if they would like to. But I just wanted my boyfriend there, and he was so supportive, y'all. Only thing he didn't do right is pack that dang on bag. After I ended up having her, he ended up going back to the house to like get all of our stuff and the stuff for her, the car seat, all the shebang. And the bag he packed for me, no soap, no toothbrush, no nothing. All I don't even think I had bras. I just had panties, like 2 shirts and a pair of shorts. I guess he was so scared he didn't know what to do. So that bag was crazy though. Now I will show y'all my baby, cause she's so cute. But I will show y'all her. She's sleeping. I don't know if she's gonna wake up or not while I'm showing y'all her. Yay, she woke up for you guys. This is my baby. She just wake up. She is 4 months now, y'all. This happened in February. The 25th is when she. Oh, excuse you, Stanky. She's 4 months, y'all. This is my baby. I'd be so pressed upon my baby, y'all. She don't go nowhere without me. See her waking up? That's my baby. Oh, I keep on saying 4 months. She's 3 months. Oh, I'm rushing you, mama. And yeah, and when she was born too, I don't know if I said this, but she didn't have any complications. She didn't have to go to the NICU. She didn't have any of that. And also, once we was in the hospital, like most people stay like 2 or 3 days. We're out of there in 1 day. Like after my epidural wear off and all this stuff, like after I pushed her out, dang near I was walking around. I didn't need any assistance doing anything. I didn't need like any hard like painkillers or nothing like that. I really just had, I think like Tylenol, like regular Tylenol, Motrin, and I think I had 1 narco, but it was because like I don't know if y'all want to know this, but like I kind of like sneezed or coughed and it like hurt something, So she was born, she was 8 pounds and 4 ounces. She was 20 inches. Yeah. And I'm going to leave a picture somewhere down here so y'all can see her, and some more pictures at the end of like how she is now. But this is my little sweetheart. You see herself, mama? Say hi. She just wake up, so she probably not gonna smile for y'all. I was 19 when I had my baby. I'm 20 now. I turned 20 while I was pregnant, but I still kind of consider myself a teen mom, even though I'm 20. I feel like I'm a teen mom. But my advice to teen mom is if you have any support, take it. If you don't, there is support for you. It's all kind of ways to get support. If you're in college, if you're not in college, it's somebody that will support you. You just have to look for it, even though it sounds bad, is people that will support you and be there for you and your baby. Because being a teen mom and having babies, period, I feel like no matter how old you are, it's a hard thing to go through. A lot of people give us a lot of slack for being young moms and stuff like that, but honestly, it's way deeper than just having a baby. Babies do something to you on another level that a lot of people won't understand if they don't have kids. So if you have support, great, use it. If you don't, get some, because you can't do it by yourself. No matter how strong you think you are, just don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Why do you look so mean? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This is my baby. Say bye-bye, baby. She's not playing with me. I forgot to tell you her name. Her name is Mylon. I'm not going to tell you her last name. If you watch my other video, you probably could figure it out. She doesn't have a middle name because our dad doesn't have a middle name. At first, I wanted her middle name to be Noelle. And I had it like that for a minute. But then it's like once she started getting close to her being born, I'm like, I wasn't feeling the whole thing no more. And my friend's been wanting me to put her name as Renee. But I really don't like Renee. So she just don't have a middle name. It's okay. She's different. All the kids today have middle names and she doesn't. So get at her. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I will be back soon with some new content, new videos. Like when I said I'm going to be pushing it. I'm pushing it, okay? So comment below if you want to see something like how I found out I was pregnant. You know, anything like that. I don't mind. And I want to get my boyfriend on this channel, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it just because he works every freaking day. Like this nigga, he been working like 3 weeks straight, like every day, Monday through Sunday, all day. And I don't know. I really would like for him to be on here, but I don't know.